CinemaShogun here, and I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. I know I did. One of the best parts of my Christmas this year was just taking a couple of days away from the internet. Taking a couple of days away from the news cycle, unplugging, and not paying attention to all of the crazy things that are going on in our world. But believe me, it was hard. There was a shooting at a mall down here in Florida on Christmas Eve. We had protests popping up at Christmas events across America. We had strikes on Iranian targets over in the Middle East. We had a lot going on. But I did my best to just unwind, and I tried to have a couple of days to recharge. And I'm telling you right now, moving into 2024, I think it's important that all of you take a couple of days to recharge. We are going into some crazy times. I can tell you I can tell you that right now. This is not a warning. It's not a threat. It's a guarantee. We are headed into some of the most craziest, interesting times of our lifetime. And we're all needed there. Voices like ours are needed in this fight. Okay, a lot of us, especially those of us who are more public with our opinions, we're going to be up against something that we've never been up against before. Okay? The pushback, the censoring, it's going to be worse than it's ever been. And everyone needs to be mentally prepared for that. But anyways, as I said, there were a lot of pro-Palestine protests all of a sudden that sparked up on Christmas and Christmas Eve. Really sad that, families are trying to spend their time around the tree, maybe having a nice dinner. And we got people out here smashing businesses, calling for the death of other races of people while marching through the streets. Really hateful, really sick, really sickening. And it's gotten to the point where I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with it. I have no sympathy for any of this stuff anymore. I definitely don't like any of these people marching through the streets, causing chaos. And if you notice, there's a pattern. You might remember, we were warned by the FBI, Homeland Security. We were warned that something may happen on Thanksgiving. To be careful. Be careful. There are lone wolves out there. There are terrorists out there that may do something crazy on Thanksgiving. And then we saw the pro-Palestine weirdos go out there and try to disrupt the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Something that's a big part of American culture, right? They wanted to disrupt that. And the powers that be, they wanted American citizens scared that something may happen on this American holiday, right? During this American tradition. Fast forward to Christmas. We were warned, hey, be careful during the Christmas season. The FBI put out warnings in every major city in America to be careful that there may be an attack. An attack on Christians, an attack on these people, an attack on those people. Everyone be warned. Everyone keep your eye out. Everyone be scared. Instead of, being joyous and carefree during the holiday season, be scared. Be scared that something may happen. And of course, we had protests at various tree lighting ceremonies and, those core American traditions that we have at these various little get-togethers and gatherings for Christmas. We had the pro-Palestine weirdos show up again trying to disrupt that. And now, just this morning, I woke up to more FBI warnings, and it appears that the NYPD is getting prepared for a potential attack during the New Year's Eve ball drop. And we all saw this coming. If Thanksgiving was any indication, and then we have Christmas, of course they're going to try something during this, American tradition. And look at what they're targeting. They're picking these days, they're picking these events on purpose. Of course, maybe, during these days and during these events, they'll get more eyes and attention on them. But it's about disrupting American culture. It's about disrupting American values. These pro-Palestine people don't give a damn about what's going on in Palestine. If they really cared, they would care about all of the other things going on in the world. They don't even know where Palestine is. They don't know where Gaza is. They don't know where Israel is on a map. It's about being anti-American. And I can tell you right now, whatever sympathy I had for the people over there that are going through this war, it's gone now. I don't care. I don't care. I am fed up with both sides, Israel and Hamas and the people of Gaza, the Palestinians, using pictures of dead women and children to try to gain sympathy from me. There was a ceasefire not too long ago. During the ceasefire, Hamas decided to send off 7 rockets towards Israel. So all of this, we're just innocent victims. No, both sides are doing crazy stuff, killing each other, and then they try to play the victim. I don't want to hear, I don't care anymore. Because at this point, now y'all are coming over here and you're disrupting the American way of life, and you're purposely targeting, these big events that are part of American culture. And like I said, it's about being anti-American. It's not about being pro-Palestinian or any of that. And if you think that, then you're just dumb. Maybe you're young. Maybe you're naive. Maybe you're gullible. Maybe you don't understand the way the world is working. Maybe you don't understand that all of these people are doing stuff for social media clout. Maybe you don't understand that a lot of these prominent figures on social media who are so pro-Palestine or so pro-Israel, maybe you don't understand that they're being paid off. But they are. They are. Once you get a certain platform and get a certain following, you start getting messages. Messages from people that want you to promote this, promote that. Hey, we want you to side with this and this conflict. We want you to side with that. And here, we'll sponsor you. Oh, here's, a little $1,500 every couple of weeks. Just go out there and be pro-Palestine on Twitter and on YouTube. But anyways, like I said, now the warning has come in. And once again, they do this thing. Oh, there's no specific threats. We don't know anything specifically, but we're just going to warn y'all once again for like the 5th time in the last 2 months that there's going to probably be a terror attack, and it may happen here at the New Year's Eve ball drop. Let's go ahead and roll this news clip, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Hey, the countdown to 2024 is underway. It is on. And in just a matter of days, up to 1 million people will gather in New York's Times Square to watch that ball drop. However, the Israel-Hamas war is creating some major security concerns there. Dre Clark is live in Times Square with the very latest. Dre, what is law enforcement expecting this weekend?
Well, they're expecting everything to go well, and that's why they're implementing so much security to try and keep people here safe. Up to 1 million people are expected here in Times Square to usher in the New Year's on Sunday here. Right now, there are no known specific or credible threats being made against Sunday's a big event. But this remains a very attractive target, police say, for foreign terrorists and homegrown violent extremists. So right now, the local, state, and federal law enforcement on very high alert, all of them working jointly to implement, again, a security plan to help keep people safe. Now, earlier this month, an intelligence bulletin from the FBI and Homeland Security was sent out to law enforcement agencies across the country. That bulletin expressing a serious concern about lone wolf attacks and targeting violence at high-profile public events like the New Year's Eve ball drop here in Times Square on Sunday. The FBI also saying that attackers could use large gatherings to commit violence against Jews, Muslims, and Christians. The FBI says since the Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th, various foreign terrorist groups have called for lone wolf attacks here in the U.S. There's also concern that pro-Hamas and pro-Palestinian protesters could be planning to disrupt the New Year's Eve ball drop festivity Sunday, which would put an even bigger security strain on the NYPD, which is already dealing with a severe shortage of police officers. Christmas Day, protesters and police officers clash in Midtown Manhattan in a shoving match. No one was injured, but 6 people were arrested.
There's always a serious concern around safety in New Year's Eve because there's a large number of people. Everyone, look for events like this if they want to do bad things, and the police department is on top of it.
And the mayor says the NYPD is also monitoring social media and any online chatter to detect any potential threats. Meanwhile, there was a lone wolf attack that occurred here last year on New Year's Eve when a man drove to New York City from Maine and attacked 3 New York City police officers with a machete. Those officers were on duty at a checkpoint just a few blocks from here. Fortunately, they were able to recover from their injuries. Meanwhile, that 20-year-old suspect who's been charged with attempted murder and assault will go on trial in March 2024. Marquis?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Tensions are running high, and it's something that locals and tourists alike need to heed those warnings. Dre Clark, thanks.
Like, I don't know if people really grasp what's going on here. Because I feel like in today's world, people don't even try to grasp what's going on. They hear a narrative, they hear someone's opinion, and they just ride with that. I'm just going to ride with that. I don't ever want you all to listen to one of my videos and just ride with it. Do your own research. And through doing your own research, you're more than likely come to, the same kind of conclusions that I do. Maybe our opinions will be slightly different, but a lot of people, they just don't get it. They don't understand that there are powers at play here, that there are people trying to manipulate you 24/7, and they're trying to pull on your emotional strings. That's why they go straight for, oh, look at all of these babies and kids getting hurt. Look at all of these women. Meanwhile, y'all beat women and make them cover themselves head to toe and show no respect to women in that region of the world anyway. So don't sit here and flaunt all of the women that are getting hurt when you literally take them out in the middle of the street and beat them to death if they show a strand of their hair or if they show their ankles. But, oh, I'm supposed to feel so bad. Look at our women getting hurt. Turn a blind eye when we're hurting our own women. But here, look at all of our women getting hurt. But here's what's happening right now, in case it's blowing over your head. We as Americans, people are trying to force us to be sympathetic towards the people who are dying in the Middle East. They're trying to force us to be sympathetic towards the Palestinians and the Muslims and all of these different groups of people, right? But then they turn around and like, hey, guys, just to let you know, all of the people that we wanted you to be sympathetic towards, it looks like they may be planning an attack. Hey, guys, just to let you know, heads up, FBI here. These people who y'all are sympathetic towards may carry out an attack on America soon. Be careful at the Thanksgiving Day parade. You may get murdered. Hey, don't celebrate Christmas with your family and go shopping. You may get murdered by the same very Palestinians that we need you all to feel sympathetic towards. Hey, I know it's a tradition. You go to Times Square, you watch the ball drop. You don't need to today. You need to go home. You need to pray for Palestine. And at the same time, we're going to warn you that Palestinians and Hamas may attack this New Year's Eve party. It's like you want us to be sympathetic towards the same people that you're warning us are going to attack us. And right now, there is so much propaganda out there. So much propaganda out there that no one knows what to believe. Everyone gets confused at times, including myself, because there's so much nonsense out there. So when you don't know what to believe, when you don't know what side to choose, when you know both sides and everyone's lying and everyone has an agenda, the best thing to do is to worry about yourself and worry about the people around you. I don't have much control over what goes on in the Middle East. I didn't want Hamas to attack Israel on October the 7th. I don't want Israel to carpet bomb Gaza and kill a bunch of innocent people, but guess what? That has nothing to do with me. I have no control over that. I'm here in America trying to live a peaceful life. So when you disrupt my peaceful life with your nonsense, that's when I do have something to do with it. So I have no control over what's going on over there, but I do have a little bit of control over what's happening in my life and what's happening in my vicinity over here. So regardless of how sympathetic I may be towards whatever group of people in the Middle East, I'm more sympathetic towards Americans whose everyday life has been affected by a conflict that has nothing to do with us that's happening all the way across the world. But because, some woke soy boy idiots, college weirdos choose to pretend to care about Palestine to get social media likes, now you're causing a problem for me. And in reality, you're making me look at these people on the other side of the world a certain way because of what you're doing right here on American soil. And you're not Palestinian, you're not Jewish, you're not Israeli. You're just some random dude. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like I said, we have no control over what's going on over there. We have a little bit of control over what's happening here in America. And what we need to do is we need to voice our opinions. We need to stand up against this nonsense. You're not going to be over here doing all of this crap. I don't think I should be scared or you should be scared. I don't think that we should have to be warned every day that these people are going to do something crazy. I am tired of it, and something needs to be done about it. Something needs to be done about it. But make no mistake about it, even though the warnings are out there, I don't think the FBI is warning us to give us a heads up to be helpful. I think they're using it as a fear tactic as well. Yes, I do believe there's threats of attacks, of course. But I also believe that they're using this against us, psychological warfare. Hey, you Christians. Hey, you regular people who don't subscribe to these belief systems from the Middle East. Hey, you need to be scared to live your normal everyday lives. You need to be scared. Oh, you're part of the Hamas mob that marches through the streets, vandalizing stuff and attacking old people in their cars. You don't got to be scared of anything. Come on, we're not going to arrest you. And if you look at these protests, a lot of the people who are standing up against the protesters are getting arrested while the protesters are allowed to cause havoc. So make no mistake about it. I don't care how many warnings we get from the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security. They are responsible for this mess, and they're having their cake and eating it too. They want to replace us. They want to bring these people in that don't have the same values as Americans. They want to disrupt American society with all of these Middle Easterns and their belief systems. They want to disrupt us, and they want us to be scared to celebrate our traditional holidays. They want us to be hesitant. You know what I mean? Well, we want you to think twice about celebrating Christmas. Think twice about having a fun time on the New Year. Think twice about this. But hey, if you want to go shout Allah Akbar and destroy stuff in small businesses, go right ahead. No, I am done with it. Like I said, all of my sympathy for what's going on over there is gone. I only have so much sympathy to give, and I'm not going to sit here being crying over people who hate me and want me dead. Period. I'm not going to be sitting here crying and feeling bad over people who are in my streets, in my cities, in my country, calling for the death of America and the downfall of America. No, that, okay? Period. But, like I said, make sure you guys take some time to recharge, because if you think the last couple of months has been anything, just wait until January, February, March. It's going to get crazy. But while you're here, if you're feeling generous, if you want to send me a late Christmas present, you can do so via Cash App. I'll have my Cash App in the pinned comment. Also, you can donate via Super Thanks, or for free, you can help the channel by liking the video, subscribing, ringing that notification bell, all of that good stuff. And with that being said, I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.